Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk war games that I want to play more of in this new year. This is war games that I want to bring onto the channel more. I want to get armies painted up for, I want to get them on the tabletop, I want to start doing content focusing on these games. Now, many of these games I have played already. This won't be like my first experience in many of them, but I do have forces that I want to get painted up, that aren't ready to show on the channel properly, and I'd love to play more of these. So I want to go through 10 war games that I really want to get on the channel more this year, and generally start showing off more, start talking about more, and showcase these other war games. I mean, we're always going to see things like Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warcry, even things like Elder Scrolls. They're some of my favourite games. They're always going to be on the channel. But I want to talk about these others. I want to get more stuff on these others. So let's get cracking on. This is my list. If you have any war games that you want to see on the channel more, let us know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what people want to see. Number 1, Conquest, Last Argument of Kings. I don't think there's any game I want to play more than Conquest at the moment. I've got a ton of armies. We've played some games on the channel. I've shown off some of the armies we're building up. At the moment, I currently have every force sitting in this room trying to get painted, the last couple of them. But I have every force except Dwaycom and, of course, the new city-states, which aren't out yet. But boy, do those city-states look amazing. I'd love to get them on the channel. I've got 100 Kingdoms done. I'm working on some Old Dominion, some Spires. We've got the Nords pretty much done, though they can definitely use some work. Same with the 100 Kingdoms, but they're at least tabletop ready. We've got my Drun to build still. So Conquest, I absolutely love rank and flank miniature games. I love the idea. I would also include in playing Conquest, I would think we would want to grab some First Blood content on the channel as well more. So this can definitely be a game you will expect a lot more of coming into the new year. I think this is probably number 1 out of all the games I'm talking about in this video. This is number 1 on my list. Number 2, sticking with the good old rank and flank, certainly is Kings of War. I've got a few armies currently on the painting desk for Kings of War. Empires of Dust, Halflings, Riftforged, Orcs, and Ogres all sitting there waiting for some love. But Kings of War, I really like the idea of it. I've got some local friends in the local community for Kings of War that are really pushing me to get stuff done for Kings of War. So this will be one that I've got people pushing me to do. And I've got some, some new people that are going to come on and try the game, show me how to get through it some more, run me through more games. I've played a decent amount of Kings of War now, but not enough with painted armies. We want to get the painted armies on the channel. But this, I love rank and flank. This has a lot going for it. The new models from Mantic have been really good. The new Ogres look absolutely amazing. I love the Empire of Dust. Can't wait to play some more Kings of War. Number 3, an Aussie-made game is Twisted. I absolutely love the miniature for Twisted. I'm a big steampunk fan. For me, this just hits so many right buttons. It's a cool skirmish game. I've read the rules. We're going to have a Start Collecting, Getting Started series starting on Twisted very soon. I've currently got a couple of the different warbands for the game, but this is an Aussie-made game. I think the miniatures are absolutely fantastic, sculpted the old-fashioned way, which is just insane. I mean, look at some of those miniatures. They're absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I love supporting Aussie games. Twisted is definitely high on the priority this list. We've got some fantastic terrain to put together and make a really unique looking board for our games of Twisted. Number 4, Warhammer 40k Kill Team. I'm a massive fan of the skirmish game Warcry, which is effectively Age of Sigmar's version of Kill Team, and I want to give Kill Team a really good go. I started looking at a ton of stuff for the game, started really enjoying a bunch of the miniatures they've been bringing out. I love that they're exploring, things like the Imperial Navy Breaches, the Eldar Corsairs, the Death Corps Krieg, the Commandos here, and a bunch of these really interesting kill teams for this game. I think it really adds a lot, and it, opens up so much to explore for different types of miniatures. For me, this is definitely a game I want to get into. I love skirmish games at the moment. Kill Team has so much cool things to offer. It seems like a really fun game. I've heard nothing but good reviews about it. So this is something probably a little bit later on in the year, but definitely something we're going to look to add to our rotation of games. Number 5, Marvel Crisis Protocol. This game has been picking up so much traction of late. I know so many friends that have picked it up, that are getting right into it. I mean, like most people my age, I was right into the comic books of Marvel when I was younger, and I still do read them now and again. For me, there's definitely a certain amount of teams that I want to get into. I mean, my favourite superhero is Daredevil, and he's got some amazing miniatures in this, including the Shadowlands with Elektra miniatures, and also some of my other favourites are in there. Like, I'm a big Iron Man fan, and also Wolverine is another one of my favourite pictured here. So there's definitely a bunch of teams I'd really look interested in. For me, this is just, an IP I really love and enjoy. I've heard so many good things about the game. I've played a few now. I've got the starter set that we're still currently working on to get it up and ready for the channel, but definitely something we want to bring this year as well. Number 6, Warhammer Fantasy, and especially Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition probably is the one you're probably most likely to see. I mean, I've got the books, I've got the armies. We've had a game of it on the channel so far. I've had the Wood Elves versus the Tomb Kings, and we definitely want to see more Warhammer Fantasy on the channel in the new year, especially as we start getting some ideas of Old World maybe coming. Now, definitely with Cities at Sigmar as well, having the change in a bunch of the units, we're probably going to have the great rebasing happening for a bunch of our armies here on the channel, which means we'll actually generate some fantasy armies without having to do too much. So around the time that Cities of Sigmar come out, you might see, a couple of armies pop up for Warhammer Fantasy on the channel when I start having some games of this again. I mean, I played Warhammer Fantasy for a lot of the editions. Since 5th edition, I've played Fantasy. I absolutely adore the game. I know people will go, had its problems. It was by no means perfect, but I have such a fond memory of it. I'd love to get some games in of it on the channel. Another game from Atomic Mass, Star Wars Legion, definitely has me interested. I've recently picked up a starter set. I've had a lot of good chats with some friends who are playing and absolutely enjoying the game. Like many kids my age, I enjoy Star Wars Legion. I enjoy Star Wars. It's a big, thing for me. It was a massive part of my childhood, and probably, my favourite science fiction setting outside of Warhammer 40k. I'm just really looking forward to it. I much prefer the Clone Wars era of stuff, but definitely not against using and playing some of the more modern era stuff, or even, the Skywalker saga, Darth Vader era stuff as well. Number 8, A Song of Ice and Fire. I said I like rank and flank, so it should come as no surprise that there is a 4th rank and flank game I'm looking to check out this coming year. A Song of Ice and Fire. I like Game of Thrones, for all the bad things that happened maybe in the later seasons, and, House of Dragon is okay, and I can't say I've really paid too much attention to it other than the first few episodes, but I do like the setting. I hear many, many good things about the game. I've currently got a Baratheon starter set that I'm working on, and we'll look to get some other Song of Ice and Fire armies for the channel and get some games happening over the course of the year. This is probably one of the ones that's maybe a little bit further back than some of the others in this list, but it's definitely something I'd like to play more of this year. Number 9, Infinity. Now, of course, Belly were nice enough to send me out a starter set to check out Infinity on the channel, so this is definitely something high on the priority list to get happening. I love the aesthetic of Infinity, the sort of anime, manga, style, mecha style of the game looks absolutely amazing. I'm really excited to check out Infinity. I've heard lots of good things about it being, really nice and crunchy, really nice and highly detailed skirmish game. Sounds so much right up our alley of some of the games I like, so looking forward to checking this out. And number 10, Fjord Serpents. I'm really intrigued to check this out. The Kickstarter for this should have just finished by the time this game goes out, or it'll be in its last few moments. This is another Australian-made game. It's all about Viking naval combat. A 10mm game focusing around ships. It looks really, really cool and has some interesting mechanics to it, which I'm really excited to have a check out. I can't wait to get playing this once we get a copy up and running for the channel. This will definitely be something I look to support as an Australian-made game. I've always said I like supporting Australian-made companies and Australian-made games, so this is definitely something I'm going to be looking forward to check out. I recommend everyone go and have a look at it. It looks absolutely awesome. But that is my list of 10 games I'm going to look forward to checking out this year. and hopefully bringing a ton of content for all these games on the channel for you. If you'd like to see particular games, if you're excited for any of the games we've listed, let us know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone and what you will want to see in the channel in the new year. Don't forget, don't stress, if you've got a game that's not mentioned and we already feature it, it'll continue to be featured. 40k, Age of Sigmar will always be big games that we play on the channel, along with Warcry, Elder Scrolls, Moonstone, and all the others we've already started on. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also, down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, or by grabbing some merch from either Ko-fi or Teespring. All of these are the best ways to help support the channel, and it means the world to us that people do choose to help support us. Now, as a special thank you to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and Nuffs. And to our YouTube members, Greenroots Gaming, Ronya Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. And lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel. You can see here, and indeed pick up the stickers of the amazing artwork, or the amazing artwork on our merch as well if you want to. But thank you once again, everyone, and a special thanks as well to everyone who helps support the channel, and to all those who come and help with the channel, be the people that come and do battle reports, or indeed those that are managing our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.